What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet. The brother who told you to stop watching all those Thomas Sowell videos, but you did it anyway. And now you're on YouTube bucking your eyes and buck dancing for your white audience. And I am black up in your face again with some more pro-black commentary. So, to continue my little series on these YouTube goofies. The last time I did a video like this, I spoke about how these YouTube goofies were, they will watch the 8 Mile battle with Eminem and Anthony Mackie, and from watching that, they would just automatically assume that Eminem was the greatest rapper ever because he beat all of these black actors in a film. So that must mean that Eminem is the GOAT. And you'll have these Negroes out there, bucking their eyes in the thumbnails of their videos and praising Eminem and saying how great he is. And basically just to kiss the ass of their white audience that they want to come to their channel and boost their numbers and their subscribers. So there's another side to the whole YouTube goofy thing. And it's something that I like to call goofy grooming. And what happens is you'll have these Negroes on social media who want to get the biggest audience that they can get. And what they'll do is they'll allow their white audience to groom them by sending them different content to react to. And I notice it goes from certain levels. It starts out with just the music, right? They'll get them to start listening to white music, like rock music, or I see a lot of them. They'll start with Eminem, just to kind of warm them up to listening to different white people. Then they'll get them into listening to rock music like Metallica or something like that, and then they'll get them into watching these white comedians. And I know subtly and slowly their white fan base will feed them these videos that it'll be a white comedian making a very racist joke. Like it goes into levels. It'll start with like Bill Burr or some other white comedian like I can't think of their names right now, Tom Segura or something like that, and then like it'll go to straight up over the top racist white jokes like people like Don Rickles and whatnot. And if the Negroes will laugh at that and the Negroes will have a good time with that and say, hey, send me more content, then I notice it gets into the straight up videos where they'll groom you by giving you a black person who agrees with a lot of these white conservatives. So they'll start giving these Negroes Candace Owen videos to react to, Brandon Tatum videos to react to, Larry Elder's videos to react to, and the main one is the Thomas Sowell videos, or Thomas Sewer as I like to call him. But they'll send them those videos. And, the most popular one is the facts about slavery never mentioned in school. And you'll see these Negroes like looking at this video and reacting to it and having these little weird faces. They'll be bucking their eyes. Or my favorite is when they pretend to be mad and upset. They'll pretend like, oh, I'm getting mad or I'm getting angry. Why didn't they teach me this in school? I'm mad now. That's the funniest one. And I see these Negroes doing it all the time on social media when they react to these Thomas Sowell videos. And what's interesting to me is about this whole thing is I can tell based on not just the reaction to the particular video, but also the other reactions that these Negroes do that they're not that bright. A lot of these Negroes are not very smart. These are not the smart kids in class. These are not the kids that paid attention in school. These are not the people that did any type of outside learning or research. They don't read books. So, when they see a Thomas Sowell video or a video from one of these black conservatives, these Negroes don't do any other type of research on it to even fact check and see if it's right. They just take it at face value that, Thomas Sowell is an old Negro. He wears glasses. He has gray hair. And, he's worked as an economist. So he must be telling the truth. Even though he's not really a historian, he's an old sour Negro who speaks decently enough. He doesn't talk in slang or whatever, so he must be telling the truth. So, and the Negroes will watch these videos and not do any further research. Most of these Negroes, they can't think for themselves, and they don't read. They don't know how to do any type of fact checking or looking up any other type of research, like at a library, or look at, legitimate websites online to find these things. And they don't read. They don't know how to look in a Thomas Sowell book or any of his commentaries and check the facts or the sources that he puts in his own works. And they don't read, and they don't read, and they don't read. Once again, these are the Negroes who didn't pay attention in class, who don't read good or don't know how to read or didn't try to even read. A lot of them failed history courses. They don't understand history. If you talk to a lot of these fools, they don't even know when stuff happened. They don't have a basic idea of, the time frame of when things happen. That really annoys me when I meet people like that, when they think like World War II happened in the 1960s or something like that, right? Or they get confused. They don't know when the Vietnam War happened. They'll think the Vietnam War happened in the 1990s, or segregation happened, in the 1980s or something like that. Like, these Negroes have no idea as far as how time goes. So they definitely have no idea when slavery was and how it really wasn't that long ago. Okay? They have no idea as to the time frame that black people were enslaved in this country, especially they don't know the time frame, so they definitely don't know the laws and all of the how the society was during that time. Okay, so you have these people, they'll watch a Thomas Sowell video and they think they got all the information in the world. Okay, and because a lot of them, they went through the typical public school system, and they might have gotten their heads pumped through with a lot of bullshit from the liberal side of the educational system. And that's the things, like, this is where a lot of these black conservatives like to prey on black people, and the fact that in some ways they are right and correct that the liberal school system doesn't teach black people anything, especially anything about real black history. That is very true. But then you'll have these suck butt Negroes like Thomas Sowell come in, who have an agenda and are basically just professional white ass kissers come in there, and then they want to give you their version of black history. And that's not right either. It's just no different than when I tell black people, when you stop being a Democrat and you decide you're going to be a Republican, you're just trading one slave plantation for another. Okay, so don't take these Negroes at face value either. The Larry Elders, the Thomas Sowells, the Candace Owens, they're all about their own agenda. And once again, it's about kissing white ass and sucking white people off. And it has nothing to do with trying to teach you any type of real history to free you and make you think about where black people were and where black people are going. And in fact, a lot of these Negroes, when Thomas Sowell talks about the Negroes that own other black people during slavery, or black Africans who sold black people in slavery, he's really no different than they are. He's the same type of Negro. He's just decided to be more on the intellectual side. He'd have been the same type of Negro selling other Africans into slavery, or the same type of Negro who owned other black people during slavery, right? So you have to be careful when you deal with these types of black people online. But once again, the people reacting to this, or the Negroes reacting to these types of videos, they're not very bright. I can just tell just from their other videos, and I can tell by how they're reacting to this and the way that they're bucking their eyes when they watch Thomas Sowell videos, or when they watch Eminem or whatever. The fact that they're bucking their eyes and getting all crazy just shows me what type of people they were. They were the type of people who would reject me or not want to listen to me when I said, hey, I got this book from Dr. John Henrik Clarke. You want to check this book out? Because this is back when, in the high school days and college days, this is when I was ignorant. I thought that if maybe black people read the same books that I did, and maybe they discovered the same things that I did, that they would wake up out of their nonsense, right? They would wake up out of their slave mentality. Not true, okay? So I would try to show people these books and, show them, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing or, Dr. Like Amos Wilson. And even when the age of when YouTube first started, like people would put those types of videos up on YouTube, and I would send those videos to these Negroes or post them on my social media for people to watch. No one will watch them. No Negroes would want to. They wouldn't want nothing to do with it. But now when they get on YouTube and they want to have a audience, and their white audience is telling them, hey, listen to this video or watch this video, now these Negroes will watch it. When black people like myself were singing them Amos Wilson videos or Dr. John Henrik Clarke speeches or Khalid Muhammad speeches, that was that black stuff, right? Not you were a hotep then, and you were just on that pro-black stuff. But now, when their white audience said, hey, watch this Thomas Sowell video where he's confusing you and not giving you all the facts about, American history, now you Negroes will watch that because your white audience gave you permission to do so, and it will get you more views and more subs, and you'll be able to, I guess, make a little bit of YouTube money from these white people watching you kiss white ass. And that's basically what it is. So, you folks can let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. I very much like to hear your opinions on this. And I very much like to hear what you all have to say about the goofy grooming that goes on social media. Once again, it starts off with the music, like, the white rappers like Eminem or whoever. Then it goes into the rock music. Sometimes they'll slip in some things like Weird Al Yankovic or something else, like something weird or something off. But as long as you're accepting of white people and giving white people all their due and making it seem like they're the greatest artists in the world, they'll keep on sending you stuff. Then it's the white comedians, and then they'll get into the political stuff. And like I said, they'll get some black people who do nothing but kiss white ass to be your guide into coonery and buffoonery. And then they feel that they've gotten you on their side from then on. Sooner enough, you're going to be out there buck dancing. Anytime you see a black person get shot, you're going to be buck dancing with these black conservatives and buck dancing up under white folks. So you folks let me know how you feel about that in the comments section. Anyway, Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on a devil's back.